Hey guys, Underground Geek here, and today I'm going to be talking about the one good thing out of this week's Venomverse release. You know, I did the war stories, and it really made me sad. It made me want to lash out violently, like some of these SJWs do when they talk to me on YouTube, on Twitter. But Venomverse #1 came out. It's got Colin Bunn, Evan Coelho, and Matt Yockey. I probably butchered that last name, but anyway, who cares? So we've got Venomverse here, and for those of you that know, I am a Venom fan. Always been a Venom fan. I like him. I like Spawn. I just like cool suits that give people abilities. You know what I mean? That's just cool to me. So I really jumped on this because I love the March Madness variants they did with all the Venom characters. And it pretty much was getting you ready for this because pretty much everybody's a Venom at this point. And so what they've done is Doctor Strange and Captain America have recruited, or really it's Doctor Strange Venom. It's him by himself, and he recruited through the multiverse all the Venoms. So at first he was just getting the most powerful ones, and then he kind of realized he had to change his tactics. But they're fighting a enemy called the Poisons, and we'll get into that in a minute. So anyway, right off the bat, they want you to know this Venom, okay? We've got our classic villain here, Jack-O-Lantern. He's terrorizing the city. And if you've read Agent Venom, you know that that was a classic villain that Agent Venom Flash Thompson fought all the time. It was his arch nemesis. And it was a great story. I loved when they used to get in fights because it was almost like Batman and the Joker. And at one point, Jack-O-Lantern was scared of Venom because he beat him so badly. But anyway, Jack-O-Lantern always gives him problems, okay? And I think they kind of know that there is a breakup between the Venom fans. There are people that like Flash Thompson, and there are people that like Eddie Brock. I like both of them, but I do like Flash Thompson a little bit better just because I relate to him a little bit more. But so right off the bat, we got Jack-O-Lantern terrorizing the city, and who shows up but the classic Eddie Brock Venom, okay? And the artwork is pretty good in this comic, I gotta say. I really like when Venom shows up here. The colors really help bring out the other colors, like the bright neon color bombs bring out the other colors very well. But anyway, he pretty much one punch man's Jack-O-Lantern. Like he takes him out with one hit and then drops him like a fly to the ground, Batman style. And right off the bat, they want you to know that they're trying to show you that Eddie Brock Venom is not Flash Thompson Venom, because Flash Thompson Venom wouldn't have done that. So right there, they're trying to show you that he is not that Venom. And so anyway, after he throws him on the ground, then he jumps on his back just for good measure. And this is where it gets a little bit cringy to me, because they always have to throw these weird extras in the background talking and stuff like that. At what point do you get so desensitized that you see Jack-O-Lantern and freaking Venom fighting in an alley and you think it's a good idea to stand around and talk and watch it? If I saw these two in real life, I would run for my life. And these two characters are creepy looking as heck. One of them literally looks like a Jack-O-Lantern skeleton guy, and the other dude is a huge black creature with a gigantic mouthful of teeth. And you're going to stand around, the first thing they say is, "Did you see that? Oh, I saw, should we call the cops? Is he?" And Venom tells him to get back, this man's dangerous, a murderer. He said, and the idiot kids say, "The dude's got a pumpkin for a head. It looks like some sort of supervillain turf war. Somebody should call the police. Hey, did you just kill that guy?" And now they're accusing the dude of killing people. Look at him. He looks like a freaking xenomorph from the Alien movies. Don't mess with this guy. And he says, well, he'll live, not that he deserves to. And Jack-o'-lantern's like, And then that's when Venom gets teleported to the other reality. And they say, what the heck? He imploded. Anybody get a video of that? This is so unrealistic. I don't know if maybe they've just seen so much of this, but I don't know. That was just, it didn't feel very organic to me. It felt like a couple of punk kids that need to be smacked around. But anyway, so let's move on here. We finally get to the title page. It's writer Cullen Bunn, artist Eben Coelho, color artist Matt Yockey, and letterer VC's Joe Caramagna, because he has to do everything. But here's my thing. Okay, War Stories, if I'm not mistaken, was written somewhat by Cullen Bunn, and then it's written here by Cullen Bunn again. If the art wasn't so good, I would be upset about this comic, because some of the stuff is a little cringy. But other than that, it's decent. I mean, it's above average. They at least have a clear picture. But anyway, so he's teleported to the other reality where the poisons have attacked. Everything's in desolation. And this little boy walks up to him and wants to touch him. And at that point, the little boy gets smacked in the head with Captain America's shield. And Venom turns around to see a Venom Captain America. And at that point, he knows something's up. But he's wondering why this Captain America killed a kid. And he said that wasn't a kid. And that's when it breaks back to the scene where it shows what it was. And it was actually this little parasite creature. So obviously, they can play mind tricks on you and make themselves look like anything. They don't know anything about Eddie Brock, so they pretty much just look like an innocent child. But anyway, that's when they go back to the base, and I think this is very cool. I love the art. I love the way they have them in action scenes. It's just very coherent and pretty cool. But then he meets up with a team. He meets the new team of warriors. Now, this is, in fact, not the original team. They've had to recruit a lot of different heroes over the time period because they keep getting defeated or killed. And then by killed, I mean consumed by the poisons. So that's when he shows them everybody. We've got Venom, Ant-Man, Venom Ghost Rider, Venom Black Panther, X-23, I'm not going to call her Wolverine, Rocket Raccoon, Deadpool, the real Wolverine, Agent Venom. I believe this is Spider-Girl. Maybe Mary Jane Spider, I'm not sure. And Mania's in the background, and then you've got the original Spider-Man symbiote hanging from the ceiling. And that's when they kind of notice each other. Instantly, they don't get along, but that's a whole different story. So then he meets a Doctor Strange, which tells him the whole story of what's happening and how they've recruited him. And he also tells him that the little creature that he met is not what they're extremely concerned about. It's what they become after, where they consume a symbiote. And that's when they start talking about that they consume the symbiote and actually become stronger than the original. And that scares them. But anyway, so the Venom and Peter Parker get into a fight, or get into an argument, kind of a yelling match, and Agent Venom has to break them up. And so at that point, they explain a little bit about the situation, but they're interrupted by a huge Hulk creature that smashes through the wall and attacks. But then he smashes Agent Venom into the wall, and I'm very upset because if he's dead, I'm going to be sad about this, because he was one of my favorite parts about the story of Agent Venom, and then you killed him within 2 pages. But anyway, so a fight breaks out. Captain America jumps in between them to stop him, and then tells the others to escape. Now, I don't know. It seems a little bit fishy to me. I'm kind of starting to wonder if, because I've read the other Venomverses, if Captain America has actually turned over to the poisons. I'm kind of wondering if he may be a turncoat. And if he is, then I'm done. I'm done with Venomverse. I'm done with you taking my heroes and making them villains, especially Captain America. But anyway, so he holds up the Hulk poison so they can get away. And at that point, they get separated, and lo and behold, Venom and Peter Parker, Eddie Brock Venom and Peter Parker are together on their own out in the world. Okay, so they're exploring around, trying to find a way to get away. They get attacked by one of the little poisons, just enough time to get away. But just as they get to the bridge, they get attacked by Doc Ock poison. And it's pretty cool looking to me. But anyway, this is kind of a classic character for them to both fight because, you know, they've had to deal with him a lot of times. And in the meantime, he's also got a couple of those little parasites attached to him at the same time, almost like little those little fish that attach to sharks, you know. But anyway, they start battling them, and it's a pretty cool fight. Like I'm kind of surprised it was this good, but that's when the little parasite tries to get Venom, and Venom's not having it, and he just bashes it in the ground with a rock. At that point, Peter Parker's fighting Doc Ock, and he's putting up a pretty good fight, but he gets knocked away, and that's when Venom is able to jump back in and fight. And I have to say that this Eddie Brock seems to be the head character for this series. It seems to be who they're pushing because he is the hero of the story. He goes in here and he fights Doc Ock, and he really just brutalizes this Doc Ock. Smashes his head in with a rebar, stabs him in the head, you know, and kills him. Or so it seems. But at that point, he's not paying attention, and the Peter Parker that's weakened is approached by a parasite that looks like Aunt May, and he touches it and actually becomes a stinking Spider-Man poison now. Oh, man. Here we go. So the next issue is going to be Eddie Brock versus the evil Spider-Man. So, I mean, it's a pretty cool story. I don't like that they keep taking my heroes and making them villains, but I do like this kind of Borg-type assimilation that's going on here. It's pretty cool. It's very original to me. I mean, it's not that original, but it's an original concept. Some people have been giving this story flack, but I think it's pretty original to gather all the Venoms together and fight the poisons. Now, at the same time, I'm kind of wondering why they didn't get the other symbiotes. Maybe they thought that they were crazy and they didn't want to take the chance to bring them in because maybe they share a connection since they're all Venoms. But I would have definitely tried to get Toxin or Carnage to fight with me along with some of the other symbiotes because Toxin is very strong, but at the same time they may have been afraid they couldn't control him. You know, so that may be why they didn't do it, or you may be pushing too many narratives at one time. I don't know. Anyway, I liked it. It was pretty good. I have to say that I'm going to keep reading it. I give this like a 8 out of 10. The artwork was great. The story was so-so. It was kind of predictable, but at the same time, it gave me enough surprise and decent art for me to like it. You know what I mean? It's definitely better than a lot of other stuff that they're putting out right now. I know this is just like a mini-series event, but they seem to be putting all their effort into it anyway. They're not just phoning it in. Now, not all the characters get very much screen time, so to speak, and that kind of makes me sad, but you can't really do that on a first issue. You know, you have to get the story started, and then after that, maybe they'll show more of the others, but all in all, I like the designs of the characters. I like the story, and I think it was all right. I am a Venom fan, so I may be a little biased, but I mean, they did their job. They did it good. But tell me what you think about this, and tell me what you think about Captain America Venom possibly being a turncoat in this story. I don't know. It kind of seems like he may be, but we'll find out. All right, guys, hit the thumbs up. Hit the notifications button so you don't miss an episode or a video. And tell me which one is your favorite out of this story so far. I kind of like the Ant-Man symbiote a little bit. He didn't really get a lot of screen time, but I also like Ghost Rider and I like Venom in general. So I'm maybe a little biased. See you guys later. Bye.